こたびのご出陣は前田利家様、加藤清正様、前田慶次様、友はしがる陣がさたい東馬夏でござる。我ら名古屋おもてなし部招待はこの後11時よりおふけ丸の広場にて演舞を執り行う。方々、我らが軍に続き戦はおふけ丸の広場へと参られよう。これよりは出陣の儀、時の声を上げてまいる。あなかにおわす前田利家様がいざ出陣と仰せになったら、方々拳を大きく掲げ、おーと一声続かれよ。
皆々、拳を掲げよ。いざ出陣。
We begin the adventure today in Nagoya Castle in Aichi prefecture. Can you spot the golden fish? Here you can see some of the original cornerstones of the castle towers, which like most castles were destroyed. Nagoya Castle was destroyed in 1945 during American bombing raids into Japan. The sign here claims that this is a sarcophagus-style stone chamber. The castle, and this section, the Honmaru Palace, were maintained through most of their history by a branch of the Tokugawa family. The recording using stick-like objects was prohibited inside, so I was limited to taking photographs. The palace was decorated with beautiful golden walls, intricate patterns and designs, and even had art displays using sand called bonseki. After that, the castle grounds were hosting various cultural events, and I decided to stop and listen to the shamisen. Devouring more culture, I visited the Tokugawa Art Museum, a fantastic collection of pieces maintained by the Tokugawa family and brought to the present day in a privately funded museum. Video photography was prohibited, so I was again limited to taking photographs. The artifacts on display were beautiful, though English explanations were a little lacking in some areas. No theatre is also a popular Japanese tradition and was patronized by the shogunate in ages past. At the nearby theatre, they had a small museum area that was free to access. The stage was, unfortunately, in use that day for a performance. Seeking yet more cultural experiences, I went on something of a shrine and temple pilgrimage. Firstly, I visited Nittaiji Temple, which is famed for containing some of the actual Buddha's ashes. Don't get too excited because the gate was closed and you couldn't get very close to the monument. I also seemingly missed half the temple. Second was Taganji Temple, which was a peaceful temple with a very big green man. Finally, I visited Atsuta Shrine, which allegedly holds the Kusanagi no Tsurugi, one of the 3 imperial treasures of Japan, which you, of course, cannot see. round out the day with my shiny head and some tebasaki. So apparently tebasaki is famous in Nagoya, and I got mine from Yamachan, which is like an izakaya chain restaurant, but I think it's pretty popular. It seemed quite busy when I went, and actually I only ordered 5 wings because I'm still quite full from the food earlier. So here's the wings. They're a lot darker than you might expect, and they're not battered. They're just kind of fried in oil, I think, and I've not had wings with the little extra bit on for a while, so I'm not really certain what to do with that, so I'll just break that off for now. Figure that out later. Let's see if we can get a good wing pull. Close. Something to bear in mind is that when I went to Yamachan, they asked what spicy level I wanted. There was lots of different options. I chose hot, which is maybe why these are so peppery. They're not hot though. I had Mexican food today, and the hot salsa there, that was reasonably spicy, but this is not spicy. It's just very, very peppery. But actually, quite nice, and I don't feel nearly as unhealthy eating something like this than I would versus even like a Family Mart fried chicken or something. There's no batter on this, so it's actually really, really good. So one of the key tricks here is to actually pull one of the bones out. So if you grab hold of one of the bones on the end, give it a twist, whoops, give it a twist, you can pull the other bone out with relatively little meat on it. From there, it's just a matter of holding on to that other bone. Like that.
この色は
これはゴールド。
ゴールド。あ、センターから。
センターからやった方がいいかな。
あ、オッケーオッケー。
はい。
はい。
ゴールド。
ゴールド。
これをね、こうしてく
あ、
ださい。
すいません。はい。
はい。で、ここを取ってください。少しね、
少し。
少しね。
これ？
これぐらい。はい。オッケー。
オッケー。
はい。乗せて、トントントントントントントントントン。手で押さえないで、手の上でしますよ。トントントントン。そう。オッケー。
オッケー。
色変わるときはこの中で洗ってください。
はい。
オッケー。
本当に赤？
赤です。赤になります。ここにあります。これですね。
はいはい。うん、
透明の赤になります。この色ですね。
はい。
これです。はい。乗せたらトントントントントントントン。立てでトントントン。そう。オッケー。
Next, I visited the Shippo art village and decided to try out the craft for myself. Shippo is the Japanese name for whatever this word is. A technique where you bake colored glass onto metal. Shippo translates to 7 treasures, a reference to Buddhism. It found its way to Japan from Europe via the Silk Road, and in the early 1800s, Shippo art techniques were massively improved from new manufacturing techniques. ハンディみたい。Finally, I headed to the Toyota Commemorative Museum. The museum was a great way to learn about the company, but also technological advancements in Japan. I would recommend it, especially because the English displays are so informative. Making fabric is a lot more complicated than I realized, and quite loud. Again.
So there are 8 colors left, and these webs are inserted about 500 times per minute by turn. When Nagoya removes several words down, the necessary colored web is at the upper position, and other colored webs are covered by words. So we can weave any kind of pattern, just like picture in the computer. If you like watch the demonstration, it also makes very loud noise. Then we can weave tapestry like that. Also, we can weave the fabric for airbag, crochet, ties, many things.
はい、この材料を今からプレスをします。左上のモニターでもご覧いただけます。3回大きな音がしますからご注意ください。ではプレスします。あらじ型。続いては仕上げ型。最後は割れ抜き型。リンクロッドバンドの完成となりますね。
I wish I was technical enough to understand what even half of this stuff is supposed to do. Imagine just being able to, like, make a car. What a great place to inspire creativity and people to get into engineering, I think. Definitely worth a visit. It's about £5 for a ticket, so not really that expensive. I think the only trouble you might have is actually coming here, unless you're going to Nagoya anyway. It's a bit out the way.